Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Georgia. So today is the 22nd of December, which is madly exciting. You know, we're so close to Christmas by now. And you know, that means my 22nd video. You know, this month has been just really good for me. But yeah, I found a new kind of video today. Well, not new, just someone a little bit new. And yeah, basically it was recommended to me by somebody in my comments. And I thought, do you know what? I'll give it a try. So yeah, I found one called No Respect, Best of Rodney Dangerfield One-Liners. So never heard of the guy, want to see if he's got some good one-liners, but yeah, let's get on with the video.
Here's a story about Rodney, man. He was fucking guy. Kept doing coke and shit, even when, you know, you get scared at some point, you stop doing drugs.
Yeah.
Right. Most humans.
Not him.
This fucker, 80, whatever he was, doing all kinds of shit. Saga told me the story, right? So he's in the hospital, and he's got a fucking brain tumor that's going to cause a heart attack, all this crazy shit, right?
Right.
So everybody's worried about him. Just leaves the hospital 2 days later, right?
Walks out on his own.
Yeah, so he's in the comedy store with two hookers, and he's waiting for Ron Jeremy to show up.
Oh my goodness!
So this is 2 days later.
Yeah.
So Saga told me he walked in, he was like completely shocked. He said, "Rodney, how you doing, man? Well, what's going on?" He goes, "How are you doing?" And Rodney goes, "How am I doing?" He goes, "I'm sitting here with two whores waiting for a guy who can suck his own dick. How you doing?"
And that's how you know a man just loves life. Do you know what I mean? That is positivity to the max, isn't it? When you really just truly don't give a damn that much that, you know, you can just be like, oh, life's great. What do you mean? Because like in that kind of situation, you would expect people to be like walking around eggshells and, well, anyone, you think they'd be sat there crying about it? No, not Rodney.
I was waiting for a guy who could suck his own dick. How you doing?
Still very quick.
Yeah.
Hey, my problem is I drink too much, way too much.
Yeah.
I get my doctor a urine specimen. There was an olive in it. Hey, you kid, I know I'm ugly. I stuck my head out the window, got arrested for mooning. I know I'm ugly. I went to a freak show. They let me in for nothing. Kid, I was an ugly kid, too. How ugly? How ugly? I was so ugly, my mother breastfed me through a straw. I'm ugly, I'm telling you. My proctologist, he stuck his finger in my mouth. What's going to be nothing, man? I got a niece, an ugly girl. She got married. She's happy. She married an ugly guy.
Right.
Today they got two very ugly kids.
Ugly kid.
In fact, they're all so ugly in a family album. They only keep the negatives. This girl was fat and ugly. Ooh, she ugly.
Ugly.
How ugly? I took her to the beach. They asked me what I used for bed.
Let's hope that girl is not a sensitive girl. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. To be fair though, that's what I feel like I would take as a joke as well. But imagine that girl is really like, you know, she's a really sensitive person. She's at home crying right now listening to that.
This girl was fat and ugly. Ooh, she ugly.
Ugly.
How ugly? I took her to the beach. They asked me what I used for bait. When I took her home, my mother put newspapers on the floor. I mean, ugly. I gave her a hickey. I got fur in my mouth. I was an ugly kid, too. I had plenty of pimples. One day I fell asleep in the library. I woke up, a blind man was reading my face. I mean, ugly. But when I was born, after the doctor cut the cord, he hung himself. I was talking to my doctor. You know my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombach. You know my doctor? Well, he told me last week in his office he got 6 cases of VD. I mean, he's all right now, you know. And my doctor, he don't help either. He told me to run 5 miles a day for 2 weeks. I called him up. I said, Doc, I'm 70 miles from my house. I'll tell you about trouble. I got the wrong doctor. You know my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombach. You know my doctor? What a doctor. You kidding me? What a doctor. I called him up. I told him I had diarrhea. Put me on hold. Oh, he's a strange doctor.
Strange doctor.
Do you know what? I feel like there's nothing better than when someone can take the mick out of themselves. Do you know what I mean? I find that when people, like, you know, can't do that, they're just a bit too serious about things. I'm like, I feel like to be a comedian or to be someone who's so witty and funny as he clearly is with his one-liners, I'm like, you have to be able to take the mick out of yourself. Do you know what I mean? Before you can start taking the mick out of other people. Do you know what I mean?
I called him up. I told him I had diarrhea. Put me on hold. Oh, he's a strange doctor.
Strange doctor.
Oh, very kid. I asked him if my heart was strong enough for sex. He told me not if I join in, you know. I'll tell you my trouble. I got the wrong doctor. You know my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombach. Know my doctor? What a doctor. I called him last week. I told him, Doc, I swallowed a bottle of sleeping pills. He told me to have a few drinks and get some rest.
Life's not easy.
Not easy. You
Not
can't
easy.
trust doctors either. They're all mixed up.
You really think so, huh?
My proctologist used to be a photographer.
Yeah.
Hey, he took x-rays, told me to bend over and say cheese. One time I saw him, he gave me sleeping pills. He told me to take them whenever I wake up. When you know my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombots. Know my doctor? What a doctor. He's really mixed up. He grabbed my knee and told me to cough and hit me in the balls with a hammer. I mean, last week was rough. Are you kidding? Last week I looked up my family tree. 2 dogs were using it. I mean, when I was a kid, it was different. I had it rough. When I was 2 years old, my parents got a dog, and I was jealous of the dog. So they got rid of me. My wife, I got no sex life. The dog keeps watching me in the bedroom, wants to learn how to beg. I told her to watch my wife and learn how to roll over and play dead. I tell you, I'm sorry. I was a little late getting here tonight. You know, my dog, he started trouble again. I mean, I got a dog, he tries to run the whole house. Well, the other night he started trouble. He went over the front door, he started to bark. I went over, I opened the front door. The dog didn't want to go out, he wanted me to leave. Well, my dog, too, she gives me trouble.
Your dog?
Yeah. I got a female dog, you know. I tried to mate her, she wants 50 biscuits. And I tell you, I got a dumb dog, too, my dog. We call him Egypt. Every room he lives a pyramid. And my wife, I got no sex life either. In my house, we put the mirror over the dog's bed. Are you kidding? I know I'm ugly. My dog found out we look alike. He killed himself.
Yeah, this guy really seems to like insulting himself, which I'm like, why are you insulting yourself, Rodney? Come on, not that ugly. Like, calm down. I can't say I looked at him and gone like, Jesus Christ, he's ugly. But can I say, so far, in terms of his kind of one-liner kind of style, I'm quite liking it. Is he the same as Jimmy Carr, for example? I'm not really sure. But overall, I think he's pretty good. I just don't think he's really like on the level of like Jimmy Carr and, you know, people like that. But maybe I just haven't picked the best compilation. But I'm not finding it like, whoa, hugely funny. He just seems to be quite good at like the one-liners and like insults. I mean, he seems quite good at insults, which is quite shocking because usually I'm like, oh no, you know, English people, they're the best for insults. But no, he's doing pretty good for the insults, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I'm ugly. My dog found out we look alike. He killed himself.
How many kids do you have?
I got 2 kids. I love my kids.
Yeah, you know, I know that.
Kids, of course, but our boy gives me trouble lately.
Yeah, really?
He's at the age now he copies everything. He sees something, he copies it, you know. This kid imitates everything.
Yeah.
That's why we got rid of the dog.
You all right? No, they're very impressionable at that age.
The peculiar feeling is your son standing there with one leg up.
Yes.
This afternoon, my wife cracked up the car again. I was out driving her. She told me she was going to make a U-turn. I'll tell you, the letter she made. You'll never find any out. Hey, my wife can't do nothing right. She can't cook, the worst cook in the world. Gave my kid alphabet soup. He spelled out help. What a lousy cook. I mean, how can toast have bones? She's a lousy cook, too. She can't cook at all. I leave dental floss in the kitchen, the roaches hang themselves. And I tell you, my wife, she can't cook either. My house, we pray after we eat. I bought a pressure cooker. Now I eat off the ceiling.
I've got to say, right, if you live with that man, you cannot be a sensitive person. That's for sure. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, if you had a dad like that who would just constantly spout off insults like that at you about your cooking, about everything, you can't be sensitive. I feel that's a good way though. If you're bringing up, you know, if you're bringing up people, it's like a good way to make them not sensitive. Do you know what I mean? That is a good way. It's a good tactic to like just keep insulting people and keep insulting people like that, and they can't be sensitive, can they? Because they kind of get over it. But I feel like with people like that, it's like you take it as a joke because one, he's a comedian, and 2, it's like, you know, he's only joking, or is he? You know, it's the question, isn't it? It's the 50-50 question. Or are they joking right now? You know.
I bought a pressure cooker. Now I eat off the ceiling. What a lousy cook. I don't think meatloaf should glow in the dark. I mean, if she can't cook at all, my backyard, the flies chipped in to fix the screen door. I tell you, my wife with eating is always problems. She's a strict vegetarian. In fact, when I met her, she was grazing on the front lawn. I mean, she can't cook at all. She made chalk.
What a backhanded way of calling her a cow.
met her, she was grazing on the front lawn. I mean, she can't cook at all. She made chocolate mousse and antler got stuck on my throat. What's really annoying with my wife, the way she serves a meal.
Serves badly?
Terrible.
No.
I mean, you put down a... I tell you, I'm all right now, but last week I was in rough shape, you know? Yeah, last week my wife signed me up for a bridge club. I jump off next Tuesday. I mean, last week nothing went right. I bought a waterbed. There were 2 Cuban guys swimming in it looking for Florida. Oh, well. Now, last week I went to the track, too. That was a beauty. I shot off the opening gun. They killed my horse. I'll tell you, nothing works out.
Getting a good audience, to be fair, but can I say, what I've noticed with him is his insults are a lot more intricate and clever than what you realise, because there's a lot of insults in there that like alludes to like the main insult but has a backhanded way of insulting in other little ways. Do you know what I mean? That's what I like, a kind of intricate, clever kind of insult, and like that's what he seems to have. So yeah, I'm enjoying his little clever, intricate ones so far. Yeah.
I shot off the opening gun. They killed my horse. I'll tell you, nothing works out. My car broke down again. I got a car, I got nothing but trouble. Every Sunday I take my family out for a push. The last time my wife drove the car, she cracked it up, went into a tree. Told me it wasn't her fault. She blew the horn. My wife isn't too smart, you know. One night she went out, some guy stole the car. I said to her, just see what he looked like. She told me she got the license plate number. Oh, she's not smart at all. I told her our kid is spoiled. She told me a lot of kids smell that way, you know. I tell you, it's tough to stay married to my wife. How do you think I feel? She kissed a dog on her lips and she won't drink from my glass.
Oh my god, can I say this has really reminded me of my mum? It really is, because she crashes the car sometimes. You know, she's a good driver, but sometimes not really, and she'll crash it, and she'll ring up my dad like panicking, like, oh my god, it's not my fault, like it was really close, and I'm like, relax, woman, actually relax. But yeah, what he just said reminds me of my mum as well. It really does. Yeah, my mum, she's not the best driver. Well, she's alright. She just, you know, her like reverse parking isn't that great, and you know, sometimes she panics a little bit. Other than that, she's pretty good.
I feel she kissed a dog on her lips and she won't drink from my glass. He was always my wife's father. He just...
Sorry. I need to allow that one for a second. She'll kiss the dog, but she won't drink from my glass. See, she's insulting you there, mate. Maybe your wife's the one with the insults.
Since she won't drink from my glass. I mean, as always, my wife's father, he just moved in too, has electronic pacemaker. Every time he sneezes, the garage door opens. I'll tell you, life isn't easy. My psychiatrist told me I'm going crazy. I said to him, if you don't mind, I'd like a second opinion. He said, all right, you're ugly too. Are you kidding? I know I'm ugly. Halloween, I open the front door, kids give me candy. My dog found out we look alike. He killed himself. I was an ugly kid too. I worked in a pet store. People kept asking how big I get. Too fast for this whole section over here. And I was ugly in my sandbox. The cat kept covering me up all the time, you know? You know, what a childhood I had. My mother never breastfed me. She told me she liked me as a friend. Kids today is different. They got it too good. They don't appreciate it either. Last Christmas, my kid wanted a BB gun. I gave him a BB gun. He gave me a sweatshirt with a bullseye in the back.
Oh my god, that reminds me. I bought my dad one time for Christmas a bullshit button. Yeah, because like he'll watch certain programs and stuff that he watches, and he'll always go, bullshit, that's bullshit, bullshit. So I bought him a bullshit button, so anytime he's watching the telly, he can press the button and it goes bullshit. I thought it was funny, do you know what I mean? I also that year got my mum an eye mask that said on it, the bitch is sleeping. Looking back, that maybe was quite bad presents, but you know, I thought they were funny. I was trying to be humorous, you know what I mean?
A BB gun. I gave him a BB gun. He gave me a sweatshirt with a bullseye in the back. Smart kid I got. The other day I told him about the birds and the bees. He told me about my wife and a butcher. I tell you, my whole life is pressure, nothing but pressure. This pressure is like a heaviness, always on top of me, this heaviness since I'm a kid. Other people wake up in the morning, new day, up and at 'em. I wake up, the heaviness is right there waiting for me. And sometimes I even talk to it, and I say, hi, heaviness. And the heaviness looks back at me, today you're going to get it good, you know. You'll be drinking early today. And I don't want to drink, I'm a bad drinker. When I drink the next day, I got to do two things. I try and locate my car, and I got to bring back the car I took. I'm not bad.
No, that is no good, but can I say his train of thought? I feel like if I was a comedian, that's kind of how my comedy routines would go, because I feel like my train of thought is quite quick. Like, I go from one thing to another, to another, to another, to another really quickly. I feel like he does the same thing, but he's still finding like a way to kind of go through it with some sort of sense so that you can kind of follow it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that is the kind of style that I would go for myself. Yeah, that is like the style that I would go for, like, myself. Like the one-liners and, you know, the kind of stuff like that, I feel like is what I would go for, yeah.
Two things. I try and locate my car. I gotta bring back the car I took. I'm up there. You know the trouble with me? I appeal to everyone who can do me absolutely no good. With me, nothing comes easy. I met the Surgeon General. He offered me a cigarette. I mean, that's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all. You kidding? That was a beauty too this afternoon. I was in a bar. They told me to get out. They wanted to start the happy hour. I mean, it's not easy being me. Well, last week my house was on fire. My wife told the kids, be quiet. You wake up daddy. No, but I tell you, I finally got some respect. They asked me here tonight, you know. And I tell you, I'm surprised I'm here. I mean, I voted for Randolph Scott.
No, this would be my dad if my dad did comedy routines. That's literally my dad. Everything he says, oh, I feel the heavy weight on top of me. You know, trying to get sympathy. But yeah, I'm liking Rodney.
No, and I tell you, I'm surprised I'm here. I mean, I voted for Randolph Scott. Got a cigarette, okay? You don't mind, do you?
You should give that up.
I got a crazy doc that told me to keep smoking if I want to stop chewing gum, so what the heck? How long do you expect to be in Shanghai?
So yeah, that seems to be the end of that video. Do you know what? I really like him. He seems quite like suave, and do you know what I mean? Like with his kind of one-liners, everything like that, you know, it's very suave. But yeah, I did like his one-liners. I did think they were good. Some I didn't really understand, I don't think I find hugely funny, but there was about 10 of those one-liners that I thought were pretty good. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I will come back to him so I can get more of him. Maybe also see if he's got like more like kind of comedy routines, so I can kind of see what he's like in a full comedy routine, telling like a story or something like that, you know, kind of that kind of thing. But yeah, for a first introduction, I think it was pretty good. So yeah, if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please turn on the notification bell. Goodbye.